something simple for the beginners out there. I'm playing an E major chord, the 7th fret in the A shape, there on the 9th fret, E major, and then I'm playing the 5 notes of the E minor pentatonic scale. The root, flat 3rd. I'll start up here so you understand. Root, flat 3rd, 4th, the 5th, the flat 7th, root, and the next octave. Root, flat 3rd, minor 3rd, either or, you can call it both. 4th, B is the perfect 5th, D is the flat 7th, it's 2 frets below the E, if you know what I mean. That's the octave, D flat 7th, E the root, and the minor 3rd. But there's 5 positions. Start in position 1 here, open E, 1, flat 3, A the 4th, B the 5th, D the flat 7th, and then root, and again. Next, position 2, starting at the next available note, which is the G note. G, minor 3rd, 4th, 5th, the B, flat 7th, root. And the 3rd position. All the same notes. Where we started. So if you're a beginner, those 5 positions, you know the notes now. E, G, A, B, D, and E. It's only 5 notes. Well, they can be found twice in one horizontal octave, and they can be found 5 times in a vertical octave in the first 12 frets. So that's 2 positions that way and 5 positions this way to the 12th fret. Does that make sense? Say you've got 2 times 5, you've got 10 available positions of playing the same 5 notes, as I've just demonstrated to you. Now your objective is to be able to move freely between those 10 available positions, and then take it above the 12th fret when you're on your electric guitar, and you'll get you won't quite get 10 because of the length of the neck, but you might well be able to squeeze in another 8, I suspect. That gives you 18 positions to play 5 notes, and you must be able to move freely between them, and it's actually simpler than you think, because your brain is like blotting paper, if you're my age, or it's like a sponge. It will soak up information, because what you're doing here is giving your brain information, but you go really slowly, because believe me, even though I've played guitar a long time, I didn't know these things, and it's only in the last few years, and even the last 12 months, that I've sit down every morning while I'm reading my business emails, and I will experiment with making sure I hit the right notes. Now I'm talking now. And you want to make it your objective to be able to move freely between those notes. Now, within coming days, I'm going to show you different techniques of playing above this 12th fret. The notes are always in the same position. That's one thing. Just remember that the notes are always in the same position on the guitar. When the guitar is in standard tuning, that is. You can alter the way you tune these 6 strings relative to each other, but that's That's a different issue. I'm talking about a guitar that's tuned in E, A, D, G, A, B, B, E. You know, as you know, then those points of reference, which is a fretted note, which I'm calling a point of reference for your brain, that is, are always in the same place. So just get over the fact that in standard tuning, an E is always there, and there. So you can get these sort of shapes developing. Those are the octaves. A. Following what I'm saying? Up here at the 17th fret. Now this is something I want to talk about later. You know that's the 12th fret because of the double dots, right? You know what I was astounded with as little as 4 years ago after playing guitar the first time 46 years earlier? When I put my finger down there, I couldn't tell you at core what fret that was. I had to think about it. Obviously it's the 16th because that's the 15th, that's the 17th. You will shock yourself that if you're not used to it, you might not actually know that at random. If I put my finger there, I know it's the 14th, 12th, 13th, 14th. That's an easy one. But when I put it there, I had to think about it. I'm an adult man. I was 60 years old and I couldn't tell you at random that it's the 18th fret. You'll be shocked. Test yourself. And if you don't know it, get to know it. I swear I took a week and I just kept doing it. I know it's corny, but you might surprise yourself that you might not know. Sometimes a guy says, play the 9th fret. You know, it's obvious that it's the one below the 12th, the dot, but you'll be surprised. And be honest with yourself. If you don't know it, get to know it. And don't feel like I'm belittling you, because I'm telling you my personal story. I'm not the world's best guitarist, but I tell you now, by being humble, I've learned so much. Now, you can play a 3-finger like blues plays. You know, Gary Moore does. He does a 2-finger version of pentatonics, A pentatonic, A minor pentatonic. You'll see him playing like that, screaming down A minor pentatonic with 2 fingers. That's great. You can really get those bends in. Now, you know what I mean, but when you want to play in a more classical style, you want to bring your arm around the guitar like that, if you know what I mean, and then that's where you'll see the late Alan Holdsworth has the bow tie, because it's easier to get his arm around and get those monster sort of five fifth intervals, or you know, like he puts his hand across 7 frets like ridiculous. That's a 5th interval from an A to an E, you might know. Likewise from an E to a B. That's something you should practice as well. So I'm playing A minor, because that's effectively an A minor chord, arpeggio. Yeah. Arpeggio, each note sounded independently of the next. A, C and E, ace, A minor. Just get to know that. Likewise E, the minor 3rd, and then the perfect 5th. E, G, B is an E minor. Get to know that, because when you want to spot the 2 mistakes, because I'm focusing on you guys there, you see. But the more you ram the stuff into your muscle memory, which your brain will readily absorb this information, you go slowly to teach it to know where to put these levers of yours, even while you're talking effectively. Like you're going to be doing this in your sleep eventually. Not a right note, that's a flat 6. But that's a force of habit, because I want to play some melodies, and then you have to introduce, if it's outside the scale, it's called a passing tone. That's called chromatic. But anyway, you probably know all that stuff, but honestly, get to know your pentatonics, okay? Even if you just focus on one particular position. Now if I'm playing A minor, really I'm urging you might see in my previous lessons, to play, if that's position 1, it's the shape you probably all start with, then play position 5, which is 2 frets below it. You get that? I'll do it with 2 fingers. Because that's how the rock players of the 60s and the 70s did it. You look at Frank Zappa, you look at Peter Frampton, you look at Jimmy Page, those 2 positions. Robin Trower, Jimi Hendrix, the first and the 5th position, 2 frets below it. Just get to know those 2 shapes. That one you know so well. What's there not to love about that? You'll be astounded what you can achieve just in those 2 positions of the minor pentatonic scale. So I was playing in A there just because of for demonstration purposes, in the middle of the neck, as we call it. But honestly, when you noodle, just practice these things. There's your E, there's your minor 3rd. There's your E, there's your minor 3rd. So what's not, by the way, for those of you who aren't in Australia, that's known as a kookaburra. They're carnivorous, which means they eat meat. That means someone's having bacon for breakfast next door. There's your D. Excuse me. There's your E. That's not an E. You see, there's a B to a D. So what I'm trying to show you that. You know that from an E to a G is a minor 3rd. You didn't think I'd use a D to a B to a D as a minor 3rd interval in the E minor pentatonic scale, did you? Should you? You go check it out. Yes, you can, because I'm playing that 5th position. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing you, but these are mechanical shapes you can learn. Honestly, but you don't have to think about like that, but I'm just being a bit technical. You look at some of the greatest players, Joe Satriani, this new young fella from Italy. My Italian's no good, I can't say his name, I apologize. Matteo Ciscio, Mateo. Something like that. It's very famous on social media at the moment. So he's a jazz player, jazz fusion player, but check him out. And ironically, I was inspired by watching one of his videos this morning, revealing his so-called secrets. Surprise, surprise. His opening sequence was E minor pentatonic over E major note. That's why I made this video for you. The secrets to playing guitar solos and understanding the fretboard are easier and within your reach. I cannot stress that more to you. As I said, I'm hardly the best player that I know in the radius of 3 kilometers to where I live, but I'm trying. I think I know what I'm doing at least. I'm having fun, and I wish you to enjoy the same fun. Sorry I left it so late in my life, but that's life. And as I heard a famous guitarist say, he was told as young teenager. Practice like madman when you're young, because when you get older, you might not have the time. That's why I started late again, when family's all grown up and the business has developed. Once again, thanks for your subscriptions. I'm only 12 off hitting 500, which means that when I get my viewing hours up to 3,000, I can be like, what you inverted commas say, a junior member of the YouTube program to be monetized. Hopefully that happens before I'm 86. Have a good day and a good year. It's going to be Christmas of 2003 soon, but I'll speak to you hopefully before then. Cheers.